At the last minute, I remember Magic's little gold pen. For the first time, I get a good look at it. It's as if someone fashioned a small golden bird and then attached a ring around it. The bird is connected to the ring only by its wingtips. I suddenly recognize it, a mockingjay. They're funny birds and something of a slap in the face to the capital. During the rebellion, the capital burned a series of genetically altered animals as weapons. The common term for them was mutations, or sometimes mut for short. One was a special bird called a jabberjay that had ability to memorize and repeat whole human conversations. Little hummingbird, exclusively male, that were released into regions where the capital's enemy were known to be hiding. After the bird gathered words, they'd fly back to centers to be recorded. It took people a while to realize what was going on in the district, how private conversations were being transmitted. Then, of course, the rebels fed the capital endless lies, and the joke was on it. So the centers were shut down and the birds were abandoned to die off in the wild. Only they didn't die off. Instead, the jabberjays mated with female mockingbirds, creating a whole new species that could replicate both bird whistles and human melodies. They had lost the ability to enunciate words, but could still mimic a range of human vocal sounds, from a child's high-pitched warble to a man's deep tones. And they could recreate songs, not just a few notes, but whole songs with multiple verses, if you had the patience to sing to them and if they liked your voice. My father was particularly fond of mockingjays. When we went hunting, he would whistle or sing complicated songs to them, and after a polite pause, they'd always sing back. Not everyone is treated with such respect, but whenever my father sang, all the birds in the area would fall silent and listen. His voice was that beautiful, high and clear, and so filled with life, it made you want to laugh and cry at the same time. I could never bring myself to continue the practice after he was gone. Still, there's something comforting about the little bird. It's like having a piece of my father with me, protecting me. I fastened a pin into my shirt, and with the dark green fabric as a background, I can almost imagine the mockingjay flying through the trees. Effie Trinket comes to collect me for supper. I follow her through the narrow rocking corridor into a dining room with polished paneled walls. There's a table where all the dishes are highly breakable. Peter Maluk sits waiting for us, the chair next to him empty. "Where's Hamish?" asked Effie Trinket brightly. "Last time I saw him, he said he was going to take a nap," says Peter. "Well, it's been an exhausting day," says Effie Trinket. I think she's relieved by Hamish's absence, and who can blame her? The supper comes in courses: a thick carrot soup, green salad, lamb chops and mashed potatoes, cheese and fruit, a chocolate cake. Throughout the meal, Effie Trinket keeps reminding us to save space because there's more to come. But I'm starving myself, because I've never had food like this, so good and so much. And because probably the best thing I can do between now and the games is put on a few pounds. "At least you two have decent manners," says Effie as we're finishing the main course. "The pair last year ate everything with their hands like a couple of savages. It's completely upset my digestion." The pair last year were two kids from the scene who never, not one day of their lives, had enough to eat. And when they did have food, table manners were surely the last thing on their minds. Peter's a baker's son. My mother taught Prinny and I to eat properly, so yes, I can handle fork and knife. But I hate Effie Trinket's comments so much. I make a point to eating the rest of my meal with my fingers. Then I wipe my hands on the tablecloth. This makes her pursed lips tightly together. Now that the meal's over, I'm fighting to keep the food down. I can see Peter's looking a little green too. Neither of our stomachs is used to such rich fare. But if I can hold down Gracie Say's concoction of mice meat, pig entrails, and tree bark, a winter specialty. I'm determined to hang on to this. We go to another compartment to watch a recap of the ribbons across Panama. They try to stagger them throughout the day so a person could conceivably watch the whole thing live. But only people in the capital could really do that, since none of them have the 10 ribbons themselves. One by one, we see the other ribbons. The names called, the volunteers stepping forward are, more often not. We examine the faces of the kids who will be our competition. A few stand out in my mind. A monstrous boy who lunges forward to volunteer from District 2, a fox-faced girl with sleek red hair from District 5, a boy with a crippled foot from District 10, and most hauntingly, a 12-year-old girl from District 11. She has dark brown skin and eyes. Other than that, she is very like Prim in size and demeanor. Only when she mounted the stage and they ask for volunteers, all you can hear is the wind whistling through the decrepit building around her. There is no one willing to take her place. Last of all, they show District 12, Prim being called, me running forward to volunteer. You can't miss the desperation in my voice as I shove Prim behind me, as if I'm afraid no one will hear and they'll take Prim away. But of course they do hear. I see Gail pulling her off me and watch myself mount the stage. The commentators are not sure what to say about the crowd's refusal to applaud. The silent salute. One says the District 12 has always been a bit backward, but the local custom can be charming. As if on cue, Hamish falls off the stage, and they groan comically. Peter's name is drawn and he quietly takes his place. We shake hands. They cut to the anthem again, and the program ends. Effie Trinket is disgruntled about the state her wig was in. Your mentor has a lot to learn about presentation, a lot about televised behavior. Peter unexpectedly laughs. He was drunk, says Peter. He drank every year. Every day, I add. I can't help smirking a little. Every drinking makes it sound like Hamish just has somewhat rough manner that could be corrected with a few tips from her. Yes, hisses Effie Trinket. How odd you two find it amusing. You know your mentor is your lifeline to the world in these games. The one who advises you, lines up your sponsors, and dedicates the presentation of any gift. Hamish can well be the difference between your life and your death. Just then, Hamish staggered into the compartment. I miss supper, he says in slurred voice. Then he vomits all over the expensive carpet and falls in the mess. So laugh away, says Effie Trinket. She hops in her pointy shoes around the pool of vomit and flees the room.